Alright guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy II. We are jumping right back into Mysidian Cave. We just mapped out the first floor, and everything seems to be kind of, as you would expect it. We do have a copy of ourselves just hanging out, so that's a little bit nerve-wracking. So there's like a copy of Furion on the very bottom of the map, and he's just hanging out. So like, we're gonna go talk to him, but I feel like that can't be good. Like, that must be some form of a boss that's gonna cause all sorts of trouble. Either way, we'll see. We'll find out. But yeah, we're gonna cast Holy and Bolt. Mostly just using magic because I mean we need to level it up, as well as we can't really do too much damage to these Flans without magic. I don't know. Magic is kind of like our ultimate. Like, we definitely need to be using it here because physical attacks will take ages. It might be better now, but before it was a full nightmare trying to get any sort of physical attack to be effective. And I did actually check before this fight. I think we are close to leveling up Holy, so that's good to see. That's definitely good. We're gonna just keep on casting it. Just keep on casting it. I think it's probably about 2 more iterations of it, maybe. So throughout the entire party. So we'll have everyone. So 6 holies and 2 bolts to finish this fight. I think. Oops, I messed up. I don't want to do holy to 1. Well, actually, maybe I do want to do it to 1. I think we had this conversation, and it's actually more efficient to do it cast to just 1 particular enemy when it's 2 or less. When it's like 2 or less left, then it's just more economical because you do more damage, and you should spend the same amount of MP, I believe. So you're just saving MP at the end of the day. Okay, maybe it's not just. I don't know. It's so tough to say how much more we have. All right, now we're close. Hopefully, maybe. There's like a 50% chance we're close. Pretty good odds, I know. And there it is. And let's see if we leveled it up. I think we did. Yep, Holy Magic Rose, Holy Magic Rose. Oh, but Maria didn't have it level up. So she's next. Like, it's gonna be soon, I'm sure. So I believe. Wait, no. Oh no, I went the wrong way. We literally just came out of this dungeon and I forgot which direction to go. It's not the worst thing ever. Now we got Holy 4. That's exciting. So we did like 20 to 30 before. That seems like it's doing the same it did, but that's not very impressive to me. At least I don't think it's very impressive. I don't know. I guess there's like a real debate now. Like, what is it that deals all the damage? Is it just the increase of our magic level over time, or is it the increase of the actual spell? Because it seems that the increase of the actual spell isn't doing too much. I mean, Bolt's definitely doing like nothing. Like, we know that, but we still use it because it's useful. It's just useful to level it up at a certain point. I did recently look though, and I totally wasn't keeping track. Like, Furion has 120 MP right now. That's crazy. Like, for some reason I thought they were still at like 30 or 40 MP, but it's just been skyrocketing since we've pushed more into magic. And I don't need to, be a super mage of the West, like, super strong, casting high level magic all day. But I want it to be somewhat viable as we go through. Because if it's not viable at all, then it's just really, really bad for us. Okay, we're close. I can feel it. I can feel it. Maybe. I don't know, there's like a small chance we're close. I really think Maria's definitely going to level up her magic after this. Pretty confident in that. Or sorry, the spell Holy specifically. So I guess it does do a little bit more. Like, Maria's doing like 20 to 22 damage, and Furion and Gus are doing like 29. So like that's decent because it's an extra like 21 to 28 damage depending on how many enemies are there. So that's not terrible. I guess that's, I don't know, that's one of those things where I guess we could accept that. But yeah, Maria's wholly leveled up, and that is more than welcome. So let's see if we can go down the middle pathway and get to Furion. Dude, the Dark Flans, man, they're such a time sink. That's the big thing. It takes a long time to fight them. That's probably the worst thing about them. Actually, let's do it differently. We're gonna really turn this on its head. We're just gonna do individual attacks. I think this could be worth it because Holy individually might just do a ton of damage. Fingers crossed, maybe. Okay, so the 128 isn't bad at all. See, this is where I'm just stuck because I'm thinking like, is it worth it to do it individually? Like, is it a quicker fight? It feels like it might be. And the main thought process behind that is there's less Flans that take actions when we eliminate them early like this. So there is a certain benefit to it. I don't know, we might want to still stick with area of effect attacks when we do 4 or more enemies, but we're gonna have to play around with it because the effectiveness changes depending on our skill level. I think when we're stronger, it just makes more sense to do just the individual attacks, and then once we're really strong, it always makes sense to do the area of effect again because potentially we could wipe out entire swaths of monsters in just one spell. It's just trying to match the action with the situation we're in. So we're gonna, I think when we get more south in this dungeon, it seems like we're not encountering as many Flans, which is probably a good thing because they do take up a lot of resources when we have to fight them. So I think it's here and then it's left. Yeah, that makes more sense. And just as I said that, we encounter more Flans. Not the worst thing ever. We also do have ethers, so if we need to use an ether or something, it's not a big deal. Like, that's actually pretty easy for us. And maybe this is the final lucky Holy. And there it is. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but it feels like we're quicker. It feels like we are. Like, it feels like we're doing some more damage, and we're killing these Flans quicker. It'll all be interesting to see when Bolt increases in level. I checked after the video I did previously. I did check everyone's magic for Holy, but I didn't check Leela for Bolt. I was really focused on Holy and like what level it was at. Alright, come on, Furion. Just end it, I believe. Alright, cool. There it is. Leela's Bolt magic went up. Okay, so it did go up. That's good to see. I still don't think it's going to be very effective against the Dark Flans, but it's good, you know. It's good to get that up. All right, now this is a very ominous scenario. So let's waste all of our MP. And then use some meters. Okay. So I mean, this is a pretty doable like stat line to have. The doppelganger is not moving. Furion's good heart is binding its movement. Okay, so it doesn't care about any of that. The black mask was placed over the doppelganger's face. It vanished with the black mask. Interesting. Is this going to be a short dungeon then? Facing the brains. So I don't know if we're going to encounter a lot of Flans beyond this point. It feels like they were in the northern portion of the cave. And then as we got deeper and deeper, we encountered different enemies like brains and such. I forget the name of the other enemies we were facing. Okay, so Gus got some level ups. That's welcome. Alright, so this is actually gonna be pretty normal. Okay, look, since we did this, okay, we can still warp out, but this is gonna be a pretty normal dungeon then. Nothing too extraordinary. Swap could be bad. Okay, thank God it missed. It's so tough because Swap can take over so much HP of ours. We definitely don't want to have to encounter it. And the problem, I don't know if it's agility or what, but it seems like we're getting in like a lot of fights where they have a ton of actions before us. And not even just like an ambush, it feels like they take actions like each of them take an action twice and then we get an action. So it's like a double ambush. I don't know, it could definitely be my just impatience wearing like thin, where I'm thinking that it's two actions and they're all just taking one. Like it's a regular fight and I'm just being very impatient about it. That's always a possibility as well. So northwest, we check the room. It's a trap room. And we are checking rooms. I know they're generally going to be traps, but I think it's worth it still. Like, I'm a dreamer, and there's a possibility that the room is not a trap and it's valuable, and I want to realize that if it's not. What did I get? I immediately hit it, so probably like a high potion or something. I think they were dropping high potions earlier. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like encounters in this dungeon are more frequent. Which, I mean, I think is a good idea, like to up the encounters based on what you're doing. I think that makes a lot of sense, but it is, there's a noticeable difference on my end, it feels like. Cool. Not too bad. Alright, we got a chest. What could be in it? What could possibly be in it? I hope it's not like the last area, which I think the last area gave us like a shirt, a potion, a knife, like really like, you know, items that sell for like 100 gil and are not useful in any way in our party. And then would like put like a trap on the chest as well to like really double down on the it sucks to be you. Obtained a power staff. Power staff. Who uses staves? She uses daggers. That is... Oh, he uses a power staff. Wow. Well, it's actually not that useful. So like I said, we're checking out the north area first, facing some winged rays. Ooh, they're actually pretty tough. I mean, that should take him out. Okay, so this is going to be a different conversation. If we're doing like 700 damage and they're not going down, they're going to demand a lot of our resources. The main reason that's such an impactful thing is because if I get the jump on them and hit all of them first, I'm not going to be able to take them all out. So like I'm going to be, you know, stuck. So that's not really great to have happen to us, but we should be able to deal, hopefully. Man, and they're back round 2. Yeah, I probably should have healed up Maria, but I wasn't too worried about these battles. I'm still torn on like if I should be worried, you know? Like I'm really, I mean, maybe not. It really depends on what this wild horn does. Nothing. That's welcome. I'll take the do nothing wild horn. So Lila's HP increased. This is actually tough. I'm gonna have to heal up, of course, but there comes a real, you know, question of am I gonna have to burn my elixir this early on? I mean, this is very early in the dungeon, in my opinion, and to have to use it now would be unexpected for sure. Oh, and that to face some dark plans. All right, we're physically attacking them. I want to see if I can do it. Oh gosh, it's not looking promising. Furion's the decider. Oh, he does 0 too. Okay, so we're gonna try to use magic here. I think we have to. I think it's kind of just required at a certain point. We probably should have done the individual attacks. That would have made a little bit more sense. But I mean, we'll deal. Alright, Furion should take him out. There it is. Oh. That's a little bit interesting. It's just like in its own little area. I'm gonna see if I can walk through any of these walls. You know, if it could be like one of those like hidden doorways that we were seeing before. Parasites definitely aren't super welcome because if I lose all my MP, then I can't teleport out. We do have the elixir, but we did kind of foolishly burn all of our ethers. I don't know, if this dungeon's 5 floors, this could be a long ride. It feels like the level and the difficulty has gone up quite a bit because these are some tough fights. Maria's HP went up, that's good. High potion encountered. Encountered, I guess gotten is the better word for that. There it is. Obtained Flame Lance. How cool is that? Jeez, Gus is already equipped with everything that like we find. It's crazy. Alright, so now we're in the middle. And we're hopeful that we don't die. I don't know, whenever we're in like grass, I worry about what we encounter. Alright, looks like we're facing some dark plans. This is actually kind of a brutal combination for a dungeon. You've got the Flans, and then you've got people that drain your MP, and then it all just adds up to like a really tough scenario. I don't think we're going to necessarily die here, but I think we might have to warp out fairly soon. Or at least much more quickly than we anticipated. Yeah, Furion I'm kind of just stuck with. I don't know what to do with him. Like, he doesn't have any MP, so he's just kind of hanging out in this fight, you know? Not the worst thing, but also not the best thing. Ooh, that was strong. So, I mean, he can still get damage in, so that is very good. Any damage he can do, I will welcome. Yeah, that first Flan in line should die pretty soon. Oh, and there it is. As I say, because Furion hit it for like 190 damage, it's going to be the one that's kind of next up to the chopping block. Whenever Furion hits something, look for it to die next, essentially. Yeah, that upper right one, or front right, I guess, should be the next one. Yeah, that one is gone. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. So we do have Warp with Maria, so that is good. We'll have to use Maria to get out of here. But this is a questionable situation. I think we'll be able to take him out because Maria was still doing like a little over 100 damage to most of the enemies, even without magic. I mean, that's good enough, you know? Like, that's acceptable. And there it is. That should be it. So quite a marathon of a fight. Maria's HP increased, MP increased, Leela's MP increased. So I mean, we got some good level ups, some good numbers. So let's use Gus to heal a little bit. Alright, nothing in this room. And then I think we have to leave. Alright, we're gonna warp out. It's unfortunate, but I just don't think we have enough resources to last. Like, we are in a bad way in this dungeon, and we have no MP. And as we know, Flans are not uncommon, so something we have to respect. We have no other MP to heal with, so we're just gonna use a cottage here. The benefit, though, is the more we escape and the more we delve deeper, the stronger our party is, and the more we know of the layout of the actual dungeon. So we don't have to worry necessarily too much. So I'm going to jump right back in. I guess I probably should before I actually do this. Save. I know memo saving's kind of like cheating, but I'm right at the entrance, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't know, I feel like I'm not necessarily going for the most difficult run of Final Fantasy ever. More just to experience the journey. But I also don't want it to be super easy, so it's like this weird, it's this weird like balancing act. Dude, after a while, don't the Flans just realize they can't win? Like, they live here. They know I've just been camping out in a tent, continuously diving back down. Like, they should realize, like, hey, maybe this man's not gonna stop. Maybe we should just, like, let him walk to wherever he's walking. He seems like he's on a mission. He's been here for 5 days. You know, he's like 5 cottages. Like, at a certain point, they gotta respect my drive, right? Something like that. It's gonna be embarrassing if I take the wrong turn again. That'll be just a little bit awkward. I'm really torn on these encounters. I know I had like preached earlier about the fact that we need to attack them individually, and that was probably the better thing to do in this encounter. But just out of habit, I just did area of effect attacks. At least we're gonna get Holy 5 soon, right? That's exciting. Holy 5. And then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, and I think is 12 the limit? I imagine it is, because I saw some enemy do like Blaze 11. And I feel like we could probably one-up every enemy in the game or something. Like there's gotta be some rule about that. But let's actually check. Yeah, Holy at 33. So I mean, we're about a third of the way there. Oh my gosh, I went down the wrong way again, didn't I? I can't believe it. I caught myself. I was like, no, this is the wrong way. I don't know why I'm going this way. Oh, sick. These guys are actually really easy to kill. The dark Flans are the hardest ones, but the red and yellow Flans and the Howlers especially, they just fall. They just like fall to it. And there it is. Like I said, they just fall. It's very welcome after a long marathon of dark Flan fights. It's wild to think that it took us like, I would say it took us like 35 minutes to clear the first floor, and now we're clearing it in about 5, because we're not going down like every single corridor and every single room. Like we're being fairly efficient with our movement, so we're seeing a much different result here. We still have a lot of magic to cast, a lot of fights to take. But we're making progress, and it's not all terrible. It's not all awful. It's not all hopeless. I don't know. The one thing that keeps me driven in these fights is I know it's going to get better. Like, as we play more and as we cast more and as we clear this, these fights aren't going to be as long. I am curious. I don't really know, like, I feel like I should put forward towards my like theories of how this game ends, because I'm actually not sure. So like, if we do like a quick even like summary, if we do like a little quick summary of this. So we live in a town of Finn, or we are from Finn or whatever. Our town gets attacked, sure. The Empire strikes us, and then we go on this quest to beat back the Empire. So we've done that. We've beaten the Empire in Finn specifically, and then it thrust us in this whole other scenario where we're looking for an ultimate scroll. So after we get this scroll, and after we talk to Mindu, the next step would be like, what is the ultimate scroll? Is it just like a super weapon? Is it like magic? Like, what does it do? besides cast a spell. I imagine that what it's going to do is it's going to let us like blow up Palamecia, which probably makes us the monsters. Because isn't Palamecia the Empire's like hometown? I think that's probably gonna be the next thing, but I don't know. There's got to be. Is there something behind the Empire controlling it? Because that's a very reoccurring, you know, Final Fantasy theme. You know, you thought this person was the bad guy, but really it was like, you know, these guys, and they were the bad guys, and they were always the bad guys. And there's so many games you could point out. It's ridiculous. But yeah, like there's so many of those instances. So like, who would be the bad guy really behind the Empire? I don't think they would tie it back to any sort of fiends. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Because they've already gone down that road, and generally they don't reintroduce things. Like, or sorry, not reintroduce, but they don't like re-explore the same storyline. Because at least the early Final Fantasy games are fairly unique in their storyline. You know, this isn't Final Fantasy X, 10-2, you know, 10 the story, side story, whatever they called it. I don't know. There's a point where you got to figure out like who is really bad here, like who is actually at fault. Ooh, that sucks because I can't go down here. Actually, I'm gonna try to cast Holy. This could be dumb because I could need this for later. I think there's a chance I deal a lot of damage to everyone. So I know that staircase is likely the one I gotta go down, but I want to explore everything first. I feel like we might hit an episode per level at this point because we're doing so much exploring. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I think casting magic was the wrong play. We're in quite a bit of a predicament. At least we level up magic, right? Only 5 more, right? Only 5 more. I've like gone this far now. Like I've gotta continue the magic route because I've dedicated it to like this is what we're doing. Oh, the fact that the remnants are healing themselves is probably going to be a really big problem. Yeah, I don't think I can win this fight if I use magic. I was dumb. That was a bad idea. At least we might be able to kill the specters. Yeah, I think there was a fatal flaw on my part of thinking that forgetting that they would heal themselves. It's not a big deal because I can heal up and then continue my journey. I'm gonna probably have to warp out after this level anyways, before I get to the second one, but we'll see. Flan's HP increased. See, a lot of good stats. That is the thing I like. You get a lot of good things leveled up. Flan's got level 8 cure. That's so crazy. What a monster. Okay, maybe I'm not. Oh wait, no. Let's do this correctly. Let's not do this wrong. Individual holies. Everyone gets their own holy. We don't share. then ideally Furion can just end this. Perfect. No way this guy lives after at least Maria should end him. Nice. So Furion's endurance went up. It's good. I don't know. It's not a lot because it's not a fight where we're doing anything particularly amazing. We're just kind of casting magic. Okay. I'm just thankful we're not facing another Flan army. They just take so long to defeat. Like it's such a time sink. And I think it's purely based on the fact that we've been leveling up our physical attacks for the entire game, and we only recently started leveling up our magic. Like it's funny because we only recently started being able to even compete in that realm of magic of fighting these Flans. Like that wasn't something we could do before. It's fairly new still. All right, no luck in this room. Oh, I guess we're a little bit lucky. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we'll attack, because it doesn't really matter. We do have the benefit that we can physically attack these monsters and get away with it. Oh wow, that's gonna, yeah, I was gonna say that. That's gonna kill him. Okay, there's not a lot of coming back from that. Not too bad. Really, our arch nemesis is these Dark Flans. They're the ones that are the most resource intensive for sure. I don't remember if I went in this room up here. I feel like I didn't, but I mean, we'll find out. If there's a chest in there and it's new and shiny and useful, then I need to go in there. If it's an empty room or full of danger, then I mean, I could have gone in there, but it doesn't really matter because we checked again. Again, I'm just feeling blessed that we're not facing Dark Flans. That's the only real victory here for me. I don't know, I'm wondering if they're weak against something. I would think it would be holy, but it's not. So it's gotta be something they're weak against, right? Like I've gotta cast like fire and then all of a sudden like they, you know, take 1,000,000 damage. It just seems so likely. Alright, I've definitely been in this room before. The Winged Ray. Well, at least that was a very quick fight. Not full of too much danger. Alright, so I'm just gonna warp out of here. And then I'm gonna start the next video right at the staircase for what I think is the 3rd floor. The one that we found on this floor. The staircase that we found on the floor where I was like, hey, we're not going down there. We're gonna start there. And then continue our descent in the caverns of Flan. it's a new name for it. It really is what it embodies. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.